Hello guys, and welcome back to Smart Poly. Today we're going to be continuing our tutorial series here on our new character. In this tutorial we'll be setting up our new animation blend space, new animation blueprint, as well as setting up the breast physics and the glute physics into all the animations. So let's go ahead and get started. So what you will need to do is go to mixamo.com. Mixamo is a site that has lots of animations that are free to use. So what you want to do is click login. You can use basically just a Google account. Once you're logged in, you'll see this window right here. You want to get all these animations right here: idle, left strafe walk, left strafe, right strafe walk, and then the walking animation. I will just go ahead and leave a link to a zip file with all these animations in it so that it can save you guys time. You don't have to go and download each one. Once you download that, go ahead, open your project. Just make a new folder in your character folder here. Rename it to Mixamo. Then you can go ahead and just drag and drop one of these animations first. Make sure it's import skeletal mesh, import mesh. Uncheck these right here. Click import. Alright, so what you'll see here is we've imported the Mixamo skeleton. Really all we need are the animations, but since we need to retarget it, we needed the skeleton. Alright, so just go ahead and delete this animation actually, because we will re-import it again. Alright, so now we can go ahead and drag all these in, but before you do, you just want to rename the idle to idle anim. Mainly because if you were to drag it again, it would re-import this and it wouldn't import the animation. Alright, and then you just want to drag all of these right here. Then you want to uncheck import mesh. And then you want to make sure that you have -90 on the X for import rotation. The reason why you have this is that when we retarget it, for some reason it rotates the retargeted animation. So this is just to autocorrect it. Sometimes it's rotated 90 degrees, sometimes it's not. So just click import all. Alright, once that's finished, we can go ahead and move all these T-poses to another folder. And honestly, we're going to delete them here in a second, but it doesn't matter. Okay, so now we see all of our animations here. Now what we have to do is retarget the Mixamo skeleton to our character skeleton. So go ahead, open this Mixamo idle skeleton. So what we want to do is go to retarget manager, select humanoid rig. And then as you can see here, all of these bone things are empty. So we have to go in and manually change each one of these to match the Mixamo skeleton. So for root, you want to click, you probably just leave that empty. Pelvis, you want hips, spine 01, spine 2, spine 3, or spine 1, and then spine 2, spine 3. Basically, you want to go through all this and do that. I've already done this before, so I can just go ahead and click the load bone mapping for Mixamo that I've saved here. It's loaded everything up. You see all my bones right here. When I click the show advanced, you can see all of the index fingers and all the other bones. So I'm going to go ahead and actually export this file and leave it in the description below for you guys to download and just load this up. That way you don't have to go through the pain of setting each and every one. Anyways, once you're done with that, you want to click apply to asset right here too. Click save. We want to go to our female character skeleton. Move these windows like this, like this. Alright, so now that we have both of these windows up here, what we want to do is modify the pose to match this pose. So we can go ahead and go into here and rotate the arm. So click on upper arm L, rotate that 50 degrees. Then go to the upper arm R, rotate that 50 degrees. So that is a T-pose, just like that. Then we have to work on the legs as well. Right here, thigh R, rotate that 1, snap in. And rotate thigh L, 1 snap in as well. Okay, so right now everything looks perfect, but there's one more thing we need to adjust, which is the hands and the arms. So go to perspective, top. We can go ahead and zoom out here. And then on the Mixamo perspective, top, you can see that the arms right here are not matching the same pose. So we need to rotate the arms to match it. So click on the upper arm L. Click on the lower arm L. We want to change the snapping here to 5 degrees. Rotate it about 15 right there. That looks good. Then do the same for the other arm. Lower arm R. Make sure the snapping is 5 degrees. And rotate it 15 degrees. And then we have to do the hands here. Go to hand R. Rotate that 20 degrees right there. Rotate that 20 degrees. Okay, so that looks good. We can go ahead and close this right here for now. Make this full screen. Go over the retargeting manager and click modify pose and click use current pose. So now click save. You can go ahead and change this back to lit and perspective. And then we can go ahead and close this. So now that we have that all done, we should be able to retarget all these animations. Shift click all of these. Right click, retarget anim assets. Then we want the female character. We can see that the skeletons look pretty identical. Change the folder. We're going to put it right into tutorial video. And then just click retarget. Up folder. Now we can see all of the animations that we just retargeted. So what you want to do is go ahead and check all of these, make sure that everything looks fine. As we can see, everything is looking fine. There's no bone stretching or anything. You just want to double check and make sure. If you do have any problems with this, you want to go back and make sure that you modify the pose. And also, you want to make sure that you retargeted and have all the bones properly assigned. Alright, so now we can right click, create our new animation blend space. We want to select the female character skeleton. And we could just rename this female character blend space. Go ahead and open it up. Drag it to the top here. Alright, so now what we want to do here is rename this to direction. Change the minimum access to -180. That changes to 180. Name this to speed. Maximum access right here is 800. And then go ahead and save that. Alright, now we can see all of our animations right here. And we want to drag and drop them to set up our blend space. And we'll see the idle animation right here. So go ahead and drag that, drop that right there. Drag it again, drop it right here. Drop it right here, right here, and right here. Okay, and then we want to take the walking animation right here. Take the left strafe walk right here. And then we want to take the walking backwards right there. Put the walking backwards right here too. And then take the right strafe walk and drag it right here. Okay, then we want the running right there. Take the left strafe right here. And then the right strafe right here. And then we want the walking backwards right here. And the walking backwards right here. Alright, and then you can also take the sprinting and put it way up the top here. So now we should see idle, walking, jogging, and sprinting. Now what we want to do is go ahead and close that. Now what we want to do is open the animation blueprint that we got from last tutorial from retargeting the Epic Games skeleton, the Epic Games skeletal mesh. Go ahead and open that up. Then what we want to do here is go into our anim graph default, open that up right here, then open up the idle run. Go ahead and delete this. Then what you want to do here is get the female character blend space, drag and drop it here, connect that, get the speed, and the direction, you can just promote that to a variable, and name it direction. Compile, save that, and you can see our blend space is playing right here. So we just got to set up a few more things in the event graph. Just go ahead and drag this, copy paste this right here, try get pawn owner, drag this out here, type in cast to character, drag that right there, drag this one out, get velocity, and then drag this one out, get actor rotation. Alright, and then click right here, calculate direction. For the velocity, you want to get the velocity right here. For base rotation, connect it right here. Then you want to set the direction variable. And then you want to pull off the velocity here and type in vector length. And then go ahead and set speed. And then you want to get your is valid right here. And the is falling right here. You can just go ahead and click X, paste it right here, and attach that right there. Alright, so just go ahead and compile, save that. Alright, so one more thing before we are ready to play test this new animation BP. We need to go into the third person character, search third person character, click on the mesh here, make sure it's the female character, change the anim class to the one we just made right here. So click browse, make sure that's selected, and click this little arrow button. Then we can click compile, save. So one more thing before we hit play, go into our event graph. First we want to click on the character movement right here, search the speed, and set the max walk speed to 200. So type in 200 right here. Then what you want to do is add a left shift. When it's pressed, you want to get the character movement, set max walk speed to 400, and then when it's released, you want to set the max speed walk speed back to 200. Let's compile, save that. Then we should be able to just click play. Then you'll see your new animation blueprint is working. So you can walk around, you can run by hitting the shift key, and then when you let go of it, back to walking. Alright, so next up we're going to set up all the breast morphs and glute morphs. So what we want to do now is open up the walk animation right here, walking Mixamo. Position the camera here just like that. Go here and pause the animation for now, and go right here under curves, click add metadata, and then we can see all the morph targets. So if you're following along on the previous tutorial, you would have already imported all these morph targets. Basically what we're going to do now is set keyframes for the morph targets here. Click the move side to side directional. Okay, and then we will click right here, convert to variable curve, and then you want to click this expand window. Alright, so we want to click on this little guy right here, this little keyframe, move it down to 0, then right click, add new keyframe, set that one to 1, right click, add new keyframe, set that one to -1. Alright, and then click this little arrow, this top down arrow. That way you can see the entire graph. So we can scrub through the animation here, and what we want to do is set up our keyframes. So basically we're just going to adjust these values, just like that. Add a new keyframe. Make sure these are auto. Add another keyframe, auto, another keyframe, then auto, then auto. Okay, so when the character is walking like this, you want to animate the movement just like that. We're going to take these, adjust these. And at the very end, you always want to go back to the 0 value. Okay, so we can play our animation. Very simple. Alright, now we have to animate the z-axis, the depth, and a few other things. So just click add metadata. We are going to do the rotate up down. Alright, now click convert to variable curve right here. Click the expand window. Drag this value down to 0. Add a new keyframe. Click auto. Add a new keyframe. Click auto. Then put this to -1. Put this value to +1. Click the zoom to fit vertical. And then we'll go ahead and play with this one as well. And then you add a new keyframe. Auto. Just add a few more keyframes here. Okay, so maybe we'll take this value down just a little bit, just like that, and then move this over some more. Okay, so we just need to make these a little less extreme. So now I've adjusted this, so you can see right here, it's down a little bit. And of course you guys can play around with this and make sure that you try and get the motion as realistic as possible. But for this tutorial, I'm just going to go through this real fast. So to hide this, you can uncheck the expand view. Then we're going to add a few more. Depth adjust, convert to variable track, expand window, drag this down to 0, add a keyframe, change this to 1, add another keyframe, change that to -0. Hit the arrow keys right here. Click auto. Okay, so when it goes down, it goes out a little bit, like this. Add some more keyframes here. Take this back right here. Alright, so I just did a little bit of work here to kind of tidy it up. It doesn't really look the best, but again, it's just for the tutorial real quick. So we can go ahead and hide that for now. Alright, now we're going to work on the glute animation. Okay, so we're going to add metadata right here first for glute move up, down 1. So go ahead and convert that to a variable track, expand the window, bring this down right here, add a new key, click auto, set that to 1. Go ahead, add a new key again, set that to -1. Okay. So when it's like that, it's going to go down. Just add some more keyframes here. So go down like that and then back up. Maybe not too much. And then down again right here. So it's just like this. And then what you want to do is do basically the same thing for the right glute. So go ahead, add the R glute, move up, down 1, convert that to variable track. Go ahead and set that to 0, add a new keyframe. Set that to -1, click this. Then for this one, you just want to do like this. Maybe we'll move this, adjust it just a little bit like that. And then we want to go back down right here. Then back up. Okay, so maybe not the best, but... Alright, and then we also have to do the rotation. So go ahead and click Add. L glute rotate X. Then convert that. Put that right there. Add a new value. Okay, zoom fit right here. Click auto for these again. And then basically just rotates out. Back in. Add some more keyframes. Okay, so just like that. You want to do the same for R glute rotate X. Go ahead and convert that to variable track. And do the same thing. Okay, so just add some more keyframes just like that. Hopefully by now you guys get the gist. Go ahead and save that. Okay, so we hit play here. We zoom in, you can walk just like that and you can see the animations playing for the morphs. You turn around, you can see the animations playing for the glutes. You can see the animation playing and the morph targets updating while you're walking. Basically, you want to go in and set this up for all of the animations in your blend space. So we go back into the blend space right here. So for the walking animation, we already set that up. We just need to set up the running animation, sprinting, and then all the rest of them. You can also set up the jumping animation too, so that when your character jumps, you can see the animation. But now you guys know how to set up all the keyframes. One more thing that I want to add is that when you guys are setting up the animations here, if you guys need a reference for setting up all the animations and such, check out this guy's channel, CoolBatUDK. He has this video here which has kind of a showcase of the morphs, how they should respond to all the different animations. So definitely watch this if you want to learn when you should keyframe. Just a really good reference if you want to set it up right. Now you guys know how to set up all the keyframes and set up your own breast animation for all the different idle animation, running animation, and the jumping animations. Anyways, I hope this was a quick tutorial, and let me know if you have any questions down below if you got stuck on some point. For our next tutorial, we will be going over setting up custom clothing, automatic LODs for our character that will help with optimization. So thank you for watching, and please consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next one.